Tryna maintain same things that'll blow a bitch my frame. My brain can't fathom what the hate say. He say, she say, how about me say? Get a V say, headed to the islands of ES.
So, hopefully it's in vision and y'all can see me. If you can't see me, well, I'm sorry about that. I've been gone for a minute, so welcome back, Denise. Yay. So I really want to do a good story time for y'all. And when I say good, I just want it to be authentic, okay? So, no makeup on, no craziness, real. I know a lot of people would start the video off with them just crying and sobbing, but in my case, it's a little different. It's a little, I feel like I'm gonna tell myself I'm not gonna cry, but then obviously knowing me, I'm gonna like end up crying. So yeah. So in this video I will be talking about my mom. And if y'all don't know, I am adopted. So I have my mom and then I have my biological mother. So those are two different people. One is the woman that is my mom, the woman that raised me, the woman that loves me more than anything in the whole entire world. And then you have the woman that just pushed me out her hoo-ha. So basically those are two differences. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get in. So I don't want to make this story too long for y'all. But like I said, if you don't know, I am adopted. I found out about who my birth siblings and my birth family were in October of 2018. And when I found out, I instantly received her name. And I looked her up and I found her on the internet instantly. And her name is so unique, so there's only about 2 or 3 in Tennessee, which was very like, huh, okay. So I obviously knew around her age, and one lady was freaking 80 years old, and I'm like, boo, you're not her. Like, you're not it. And then I found her. Now, backstory on my biological birth mom. She was an addict of drugs and substances. So growing up, I always knew, like mentally in my head, that she's like dead, that she could potentially be dead, because I'm not saying that everyone that does drugs or whatever is an addict or that is going to die because of their addiction, but in my heart, like literally in my heart, I knew that she was dead. So I went online and I searched her up, found her name, and I saw an obituary, and I was just like, okay, it makes sense. It hits every bullet point, but it can't be her. Like, it's not her. And then I went on different websites and typed in her name, and it kept saying deceased, deceased, deceased. And I'm just like, what? It said 48-year-old deceased. I'm like, how? How is that possible? And then on the obituary it said died at like 30 something. So I'm like, wait. I'm trying to put those two together. You know, the internet saying a 48-year-old deceased, and then the other one saying a 35 or 30-something-year-old died. So after doing my calculations and stuff, I came to the conclusion that it was her. Now, for me, it's so, I'm getting choked up here. For me, it was a little different just because like I said, I already knew in my head that she could possibly be dead. And, you know, if you're adopted out there, y'all know, like, when y'all are searching for something or looking for something, you get so excited and you just want to believe, like, oh, this is it, it's happening, it's going to be good, it's going to be whatever, you know. Then, when I realized, like, homegirl's possibly dead, my heart sinks. So I start trying to find relatives, any kind of relatives that was related to her. I was typing on the internet, and I found all this. I found my birth family in one day. Like, I did not sleep that night. I woke up, I took a nap, and then I woke up, and I just like kept grinding. I kept looking, kept calling, and I got in contact with her sister, and her sister was like, yes, she had a kid, gave it up for adoption or whatever. Sounds like, you know, that sounds like her. And I was like, oh, well, is she dead? And she's like, yeah, she died 12 years ago. I was just like, what? Like, excuse me? Like, repeat that one more time for me? And it's like, you want to be sad, and you want to be angry, and you want to be... It's like, you want to be sad, you want to be angry, but then you're like, how can you be angry at a dead person, you know? Like, she's dead. And I think for me, it kind of hurts. I think for me, it kind of hurts just... I'm dying. Why am I dying? Let me get some water real quick. Oh gosh, I am like literally so sick. Okay. I think for me, it makes me feel weird because my whole life I have written kind of like a journal to her. I wanted to let her know all the good things that I have accomplished in this life so far, and just like I wanted her to know a part of that. So the same day that I find out who she is and her name and all the kids that she had and like the life that she lived from her sister, that like when you find all that out, it's like you found her, but you didn't find her because she's dead. So you don't really know how to take that in. You don't really know how to grasp that. And like, it just hurts for me because I'm just like, you know, you gave me up for adoption. You had your time to get your crap together. You had your time to get everything together, but you didn't. You didn't want to. You chose the substance over me, and that's how I feel, and that's how I will always feel. Other people try to tell me differently, but I'm like, no, boo. Like, I don't care how you think addiction works or anything like that. Like, the fact that you could just do that is just like unforgivable. Unforgivable is the word. And it's just like, I don't get how you could live with yourself knowing that this is the life that you chose. Like, certain people are not meant to be a mother. And when I think about her and hear that, I just get so angry. And I've been working on trying not to cry on camera. But it's just like, for you not to be able to see who I am today. Like, that phone call, when I looked your name up, that phone call could have been the thing that changed everything. It really could have been. I don't know if I would have wanted you in my life or needed her in my life, but that would have been everything. And I know one of the reasons why, if you look right there, there's a video of me crying when I'm talking about her in the past. But before I got in contact with that side of the family. But when you when you think about it, in a sense, it's like this. This is how I think of it. So I am aware of my feelings in the past, and now I'm even more aware of them now. And I know that the woman who raised me is my mom. So the reason why I may not be the reason for me, I just felt like, why? I want to make sure I say this the right way. It hurts because, you know, I never knew of her. I never had a chance to connect with her and get to know her on that personal level that I wanted to get to know her on. But in the same sense, I have a mom and I love her and she loves me and she's the world to me, and I feel guilty that I don't feel the pain that I felt before when it comes to loving her or wanting to love her. It's like, it affects me that she's dead, but it hurts me. But it's like, it's hard to put my finger on exactly how I feel. It's because I don't know her, but I'm it's like a teacher that you had in your class or that taught your class, and she changed your life in a big way, and you found out that she died. It hurts you, but you're not, you know, distraught by it, but it does hurt you. But you're also confused, like, man, that woman changed my life, and now she's gone, and I can never say thank you. It's kind of like that. It's like, this woman changed my life for the better, and now she's gone, and I can't thank her for giving me up. Like, I don't, and then I feel guilty because I'm mad at her and she's dead. Like, I don't, gosh, I don't know. I really don't know. Am I like a bad person? Does that make me a bad person? I feel like a crappy person. I'm looking at photos of me and her kids and my half siblings right now, and I don't know if I'm mad at her because I feel like they got the better stick or the better hand, or even though their life wasn't perfect and they lived a much rougher life than I did, it's just like, y'all had the opportunity though. Y'all have something that I will never have. And I try not to be jealous of them because is my life better? I don't want to say that, but it was easier for me. But in the same sense, it's just like, I look at them and I hear their stories of their time with our mom, and it's just like, that's something I'll never get and something that I'll never be able to understand and comprehend. And I thought when I was going to meet them that this was going to be something that would help me understand a little bit more about who I am and who I should be. And now that I met them, it's just like, I realize I don't know who I am and who I should be. If anything, it has made me even more confused about everything and made me very angry. And I don't like to use the word hate, but I don't. It's hard to find love for a woman like that, honestly, in my heart. And then the siblings are so nice and sweet, but it's like, how can I genuinely love them when I'm hurting inside because they had the opportunity to see and be with our mother, and to, even though they didn't have the best life, I feel like I missed out. I don't want to say they were living on the streets, but they were more street lifestyle made than I was, if that's even a thing. And I don't want to be like sounding like spoiled for being like, oh, I wish I never had the life I had. But it's like, I wish I was able to experience the life that they had, even though it wasn't the best. I feel like I missed out, and I don't know. And I'm trying not to sound innocent, because as much as I missed out, I know they missed out too, but they missed out on one person. I missed out on like a lot of people. I don't. If there was a word to grasp how I felt right now, it wouldn't even capture close to how I feel. I don't know. I don't know. And then I think about my biological father, and he's still alive, but he's older, and I talked to him once, but it's like, do I want to reach out? But then if I don't reach out and he dies, will I feel guilty for it? Will I feel guilty? I don't know. Sometimes I wish I had never opened the door. And I try not to think about her and them, but when I don't, it makes me depressed, and when I do, it makes me depressed. So I don't know. I never had anyone in my life that was an addict, so I don't really understand how addiction works. But I do know how love works, and when you love someone, it's like no other. When you love someone, you don't love them by their skin color or by their hair texture or by their personality. You love them by their heart. You know their heart. My mommy, my daddy, I know I sound like a baby, but my mommy and my daddy love me. They know my heart inside and out. And they understand not just love, but how to love. And they understand how I love and how they should love me. And when you have that connection, it's like no other. It really is like no other. When you love someone that you didn't give birth to, or when you love someone that, I don't want to say isn't yours, but isn't genetically by blood yours, and you're able to love them the way my mom and dad loves me, there's no price or word or anything you could ever put on that. That is something, that's something special. I'm just looking at their pictures, y'all. As much as I have resentment towards my biological mother, I love my mom and dad so much. I love them so much, and I'm trying to learn how to be more grateful for the life events that have happened to me, and learning also how to forgive. But it just sucks. The same day I found out about her is the same day she died in my heart, and it just became real. I don't know. But y'all, this is the video. I didn't cry as much as I thought I would, but I just wanted to make this one, so if anyone's watching this, y'all can give me advice on how addiction really works. And if y'all are adopted out there, let me know. And I need help. That's all. I'm tired of being angry, and I'm tired of being angry. So if y'all want me to do a video about meeting my birth siblings, I'll do that, because there's feelings there, and then on my biological father, there's just so much that I want to get out there, just because I feel like it's needed for people to hear, and it's good for me to get it off my chest. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and listening, and please just, if you can help me figure this out, I'd be more than grateful. Yeah. Alright guys, well, comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.
I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one you love.